What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and I'm in third place on the ladder. Pretty okay. Down by a shitload of points. Purple Drunk and Hipster Roni is killing me, or are killing me, however you want to say it. I don't really know how to speak, but we're gonna do a replay versus a burn deck that I just played. It was so fucking funny, the last card. If anyone's ever heard of a card called Dice Jar, it's pretty funny. So as you can tell, I got the W's. I have won 5 in a row, so I'm on a 5-0 win streak right now. Pretty okay. I lost a billionaire for 28, but I gained 17, 15, 12, 17, and just gained 12. So let's see what happened against this burn deck. So I throw scissors, he throws scissors. I throw paper, and he throws the rock. I thought he was going to go the rock, so I got his ass with the paper. Fuck's that on my phone. Alright, so I get to go first. I open a not-so-great hand. Thunder Dragon, BLS, Snatch, Solemn, Knock, and Faith. So I have no clue what he's playing, but I know my hand is pretty booty cheeks. Not going to lie, it is pretty bad. So I discard the Thunder Dragon, and I grab 2 more. And I guess the only play I have here is to set the Solemn and pass. He's got Ojama Trio, Wave Motion, Solemn, Ring, Just Desserts, and Wave Motion. So he's got every burn card in the fucking book here. So he decides to fire both of the Wave Motions, set a Ojama Trio, set a Just Desserts, and set a Solemn and pass. I draw into a knock, so again I have the dirt. So he decides to Just Desserts and then use Ojama, so it goes backwards. And I take the 1500. Alright, 1500 to the cheeks. And now I decide to set the Faith and set the knock and pass. He draws into a Nightmare Wheel. He sets Ring and Nightmare Wheel and passes. Both wave motions on one counter. He uses the Nightmare Wheel. I decide to tribute the my Faith for the Thunder Dragon, and he rings it. So now I am at... We both take 16 here. So now I'm at 4,900. So literally dead real soon here. I set Mirror Force and pass. Okay. And he draws into another Wave Motion Cannon. So this is fucking great. Like, what the fuck? So now he's got both counters on it. I'm at 900 left, and it's not looking good. So he decides to fire a cannon, take 2,000. Then he fires another cannon. I take 4,000 total. I'm at 900. He uses Wave Motion Cannon, and I decide to Solemn the cannon, and he doesn't Solemn back, which is pretty crazy why he didn't Solemn Judgment my Solemn, but is what it is. He didn't do it, so I draw into Deco here. I run the Deco out and hit him for 1,400, and he takes it. Now he's at 5K, and he passes. Or I pass, sorry. I'm tripping. He draws into a Compulse. He sets the Compulse and passes. I draw into a Solemn. So, okay. Pretty decent, I guess. So now I decide to tribute my Deco for the Thunder Dragon. And I go into battle phase. And he decides to Compulse it back. So I'm like, alright, that's fine. I set my Solemn and pass. He draws into a Dice Jar here. He sets the Dice Jar and passes. I draw into Breaker. So I decide to summon Breaker and break the back row. And he decides to give me a sneak peek here and flip up his Dice Jar for no reason. And then he Solemn Judgments my Breaker, which is fine with me because now he's at 25. So I knock the face down and I banish a Darkened Light and drop BLS and swing for game. All he had to do was just Solemn Judgment my Solemn Judgment whenever I Solemned the Wave Motion. But he did not. So that was the game 1. That was pretty fortunate for me, not gonna lie. I don't know why he didn't do that. He could have done that, but it is what it is. So we're going to game 2 now. Game 2, he's got Dice Jar, Compulse, Ojama Trio, Pot of Greed, Lava Golem. He draws into a Just Desserts. He fires the Pot of Greed into Cyber Jar and Gravity Bind. So pretty nice for him. I've got Knock, Double Faith, Saku, and BLS. So pretty bad hand here. Not gonna lie. He decides to set Dice Jar and set Compulse and set a Geometrio, and set just desserts, and set Gravity Bind, and passes. I draw into a Pot of Greed, which is okay. So he does the same exact thing as he did game 1. I take the 1500, which is fine. Burn me for the 1500 here. And I decide to play Pot of Greed. He says okay to that. So I draw a Sinister and a Thunder Dragon, which is pretty dead. I decide to knock. And he decides to compose his dice jar back to his hand to save his dice jar. Okay. I discard the Thunder Dragon and grab myself 2 more here. And I decide to set a Faith and set a Saku and pass. He draws into Dust Shoot. Okay. He decides to drop the Lava Golem on me, tributing the token and tributing the monster. So that fucks me up there. Okay. And he passes. I draw into a Wing Blast. He decides to trap Dust Shoot me. And he picks my BLS. I take 1,000, putting me down to 5k. And then I decide to tribute his Lava Golem for Thunder Dragon and go into battle. And he Gravity Binds. I set Wing Blast and pass. Nothing I can really do. He draws into another Lava Golem. Okay. So he decides to set Dice Jar and pass. And I draw into Chaos Sork, which is pretty dead here. So I use Wing Blast to put the Dice Jar back. And he sends it to his hand. So I just say, just don't draw and everything will be alright. And he says, okay. So now I have no plays at all, so I literally have to just set the Faith and pass. He says okay. He drops Lava Golem on me. Another Lava Golem, so that's 2. This fucking sucks. I hate this burn shit. So he tributes both of my monsters here. And he says go. I draw into a Chaos Orc. So again, pretty fucking dead here. I can't do shit. So I decide to tribute the Lava Golem and set my Thunder Dragon, and I just pass. He draws into Swords, so he decides to eventually fire the Swords, and he sets Cyberjar and passes. I draw into Mystic Walk. I decide to set the Mystic Walk and pass. He draws into a Magic Drain here. Okay. So now he says, what does he do here? Looks like he's gonna play ball and flip the Cyberjar, and I chain Mystic Walk to tribute the Thunder Dragon, and I will be gaining 1,000 life points here. And I get a Duo, a Mobius, a Torrential, a Mystic Walk, and a Tsukiyomi. He gets a Dice Jar, Anti-Spell Fragrance, Solemn, Breaker, and Secret Barrel. So he brings out the Breaker and sets his Dice Jar. And I get all this to my hand, which is fine. All this shit goes to my hand here. Okay. And he sets another Dice Jar, sets Solemn Judgment, and sets Secret Barrel and Anti-Spell Fragrance, and passes. So I draw into a Wing Blast. This Wing Blast just won the game by doing this. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. So I draw into a Wing Blast. He fires the Anti-Spell Fragrance, which is fine, because I don't really have any spells anyways, except for Mystic Walk and Duo. So I decide to set Torrential, set Duo, set Wing Blast, set Mystic Walk, and set Sinister and pass. He in-phase Secret Barrels me, so gets me for 2,000. And that's it. It's his turn now. He draws into a Bottomless. I decide to Wing Blast. And I target the Dice Jar. And he decides to play dangerously, is exactly what he said. Screw it, let's play dangerously. And he Solemn Judgments the Wing Blast. Okay, and this is when he gets really funny here. So, he flips his dice jar, and I decide to Torrential it. So now, this card says some crazy text. If you haven't seen it before, it says both players roll 6-sided die. The player with the lower results takes damage equal to their opponent's roll times 500. However, if the winner rolled a 6, the loser takes 6,000 damage. If the rolls are the same, both players roll again. So, everything's going to go to the graveyard, and then we're going to roll. So, he rolls first. He rolls a 1. And I roll a 6. Let's fucking go. He takes 6K. Let's fucking go. Shit was so funny. I've never beat somebody with their own dice jar. This was the first time I've ever done that. I thought it was really fucking funny. So, yeah, I got the W. Looking pretty nice. Get the quick 12 points. 2 Odom. So, that being said, y'all hit the like, hit the sub. Have a good day or night. Peace out. Bye.